Hello, this is Kyla, and I am going to show you guys the importance of good documentation and show you some editing. I'm using Corel Photo / Paint just because at the time I could buy it without needing a subscription, and it does raw photos. So being able to edit in RAW, which is right here, is very handy for art because you want pretty high exposure, not that high, but you can see it change and move. And these pieces, they're really light, and my background is not white, sadly. That is frustrating, but the color looks correct. So I can just hit OK, even though it was crooked. And another one should pop up. Here we go. So here I'm really looking at the color as best as I can. I'm seeing it looks as if I've got, these are not that great. I have some noise. That seemed to help cancel it out. All right, so I'll hit OK. So, oh my gosh, why are these so noisy? I am used to putting my work up in with nice, clean, flat, white walls. Sadly, that is not what I have at my house. Oh, I can't even see the texture of the weaving. That's shitty. So, this is really, getting rid of this noise is very important because you can see in areas some of the texture or pattern of the weaving is returning, which is really important to my piece. Let's see what I can do with this bar. Let's see what happens. Is that any better? Accuracy. Okay. Yeah, kind of whitewashed it out. Okay. This one, I'm just going to hit OK because I'm just going to throw it out. Same with this one. So when you're documenting your work, make sure you take lots of photos from different angles. Luckily, I used a different camera, and my camera on my phone did a much better job taking photos of these. And you also want to try different light sources when you're at home or in a limited studio. A simple light like a lamp light can really adjust the piece and the shadows of a piece. Luckily, nowadays you can buy photography lamps for really cheap. So let's see. It's still noisy as all get out. Let's get rid of that. So this is a nice thing with RAW. You can, luckily my light source is really nice. I could increase my shadows if I wanted. I think I'll do that later. Some things you can adjust even further in the program. I think with the other photos, considering the chair tops are in the way, I'm just going to hit OK and delete it. Same with this one. And that one. Lots of repeat images, obviously. I think I'm going to have to adjust my camera for taking photos of these. That one looks good. Let's do that. Okay. Excuse me. Get rid of the luminescent noise. So yeah, these are a whole bunch of the same shot, right? But I'm going to play with some of this. Oh, it's really blue. Let's go back over here. Let's try auto. Oh, that's not good. Let's try daylight. Cloudy. Even though I know my lights aren't tungsten. I know like what my light is, and I know these aren't necessarily the correct light adjustments, but sometimes it works. Right now, as you can see, it's not working. Let's try flash. No, we're going to go back to as shot. Yeah, the wall is blue. Wall is blue. All right. There. Oh, that temperature is a little cool. It's a bit warmer. I'm losing some of the pattern. So fibers are very difficult to photograph. They're some of the most difficult. Because they have texture, which you need a direct light to highlight. And they also have color, and which you need a diffuse light for. So figuring out if you want the texture to be highlighted or the color is where your lighting will change. The close-up looks great. Like that looks great. It looks like some weird stuff up there, but like that detail here, where I was really aiming at to show off the paper, looks really good. Just going to brighten it up because these are projected, so you want them to be bright but not too bright where you're losing too much detail. So there's a lot of balance and playing around and just taking your time. Do I feel like, I think I'm going to just hit OK. Yeah. I don't like that photo. That one's a bit better. And these, I didn't pull out my diffused lights for. I might pull them out sooner or in the next couple days. One problem is the lighting from the outside casts a shadow onto the wall from my window. The other problem is that if I just close the curtain, the sun that's coming in will just cast a green light. So I have to wait until the evening with this, with where it's hung. Ugh. I don't like that. There we go. So these I think I'm just going to delete. And so this one looks like it's like a blue version after that like weird lighting happened to it, but it's actually the color of the yarn. It's this very, very pale mint seafoamy color. Alright, so here are all my photos onto Corel. And let me show you the two. Here's the one with the light from my window. So we've got this sharp line of light casted onto the image or the piece, not the image, but onto the piece, where it becomes less about the piece itself and more about the piece and its environment, where this is about the piece itself. Wow, why is the pink doing that? all have the same pattern, but for some odd reason, this pink guy here does not want to photograph like it does. So here's how much lighting can change a piece. So I believe this one I had both the window and my overhead lights on, where this one and these others just overhead lights. That's it. So we are not interested in this one. It's not telling the story I want it to. This one I really liked, but that's not usable. That's a bummer, and I did not see that on my phone. So this is also why it's important to see things on a bigger computer. It's still noisy in the corners. So here we have that angled point of view. I don't think I like it that much, so we're just going to get rid of it. Here we go. It's a little light from playing with getting rid of that noise. So we are going to let's see what happens. Nope. I always do that and then I always regret it. But that's why there's an undo button. Let's do tone curve. Move it so we can actually see what's happening. That goes later. That's not what I wanted it to do. Let's just hit cancel. So clearly I am not a photo editing expert. I get my photos to where I need them for my art by a lot of trial and error. And if you hear a humming noise, that is my cat purring next to me, so, and the computer. All right, let's hit OK. It's a bit better. Overall, when I'm looking at these, it's telling me I need to pull out better lighting, which I was hoping I wouldn't have to do, but sometimes you just need to do that. So I'm going to crop. It's a bit better. Let's draw this side in a little to match. Okay, so I had to temporarily turn off my mic. My husband's talking to his dad, so my cat opened up the door. And he is purring super hard by my computer. Is it time to call it a night? It's time to call it a night, Mom. Alright, so this one I'm going to save. And I like to keep my original NEF files. So I'm going to, on here, if I save as, it'll save to a TIFF. So I go to export for web because I mostly use these on the web. So, oh my God, I don't like this photo at all. So, yeah, I'm not happy with any of these photos. So that means I'm just going to be redoing them all. So I'm just going to save this one, and I'm just going to save it to my desktop. Normally I would save it to my backup drive, which is a external hard drive, but frankly these are crappy photos, so so there it goes. And I'm just going to close out. Yeah, I'm not happy with these at all. The ones that like show up more, that pink one will do, like the patterning will get screwed up. Do I want to keep these details? No. Don't want to save changes. I'm not that happy with the details either. I think I just need a heck of a lot more light. It is just showing me it's doing what textiles do, which is they're hard to capture. You have pattern and color and texture all working within each other that the human eye can see a lot and discern a lot easier than a camera can discern. Oh my goodness, there's one happy cat, Jack. Jack, you are one happy kitty. Well, let's go over to photos. Alright, let's look at these, because I only downloaded one. That was the one I thought I downloaded. And there it looks great. That looks good. It's not doing it. What the heck? So let's come over here to download. Let's just save file. Saved. And we're back over to Corel. It could be Corel is having an issue with it. Sometimes it's not the greatest, but it could help me get the job done. Alright, let's see. Open. Yeah. Okay, it was Corral. So this is my favorite photo so far. We are going to do this. No, Jack. Jack, baby, don't cancel what I was gonna do. Mom, maybe that crop was a bad idea and I was just helping. Yeah, you're such a good helper. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's save. Because I have the original on Google Drive, or not Google Drive, the other Google Photos. So let's zoom in. Alright, so we're going to save that one and take more photos using this camera on my phone because it did a really great job. That I would have to make more adjustments on my DSLR to try and get a better photo. So that is how I edit my photos. A lot of times I will, let's try some contrast. See what happens. I think that looks better. So I'm not trying to alter the photo so much where it destroys the piece. I'm trying to alter it so it tells you more about the piece without being deceiving. So there is a fine line. I tend to lean more towards a less edited photo. Other people will lean towards a more edited photo. I personally don't mind the texture of my wall because it's the texture of my wall. There's not much I can do about it. I'm not going to go in and like go around all these to try and make my wall white. I'd rather just put this up when I can go back to work and take a photo on their white walls, because for me that's easier and more pleasurable. So anyway, this is a really long video. I hope you learned something. Otherwise, you got to listen to Jack purr a lot and see a really weird editing. Thank you for sitting through this craziness. Talk to you later. Bye.